Hi there and welcome to the Dawn Show. Dawn Stens Lamenti here. That was Lindy, my girlfriend. I'll intro in a minute. So this winter, the weather outside has been frightful and our skin has not been so delightful. So we're going to share some winter weather skin tips that you haven't heard before with you to get your skin glowing again, because we all want to glow. And then later in the show, barbecuing with the pitmaster, Glenn Ross. He's in the house. You might hear him stirring up his next dishes coming up. But my first guest is going to help us have wonderful winter skin. My friend Lindy Snyder is here, and she is the founder of Lindy Skin. Welcome, Lindy Lou.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, and I should also, I never know how to intro you. You're the founder of Lindy Skin.
Right.
You're a mom of 6, a hockey mom, a go-getter. I never know how, you have many titles. Like a lot of women, you're multitasking.
Kind of like you, right? That's right. Well, I mean, we're all busy working moms, and I think that it's important that we stay busy. I think it keeps us younger. And I'm just excited to be here because I finally get to talk about something I know a little bit about.
You know a lot about. And in fact, you know, when our producers said, hey, let's do a story about skincare and winter skincare and how dry we get, you know, who better than you? Because actually you started your company because of girlfriends, and even now you and your mom, I mean, all cancer survivors. So
Right.
You started this actually as a medical grade product for cancer survivors.
Well, that's right. At the time that I started the company, there really was nothing available for people on cancer treatment who were having side effects to their skin from their treatment. It's very common, and it's going to be more common than perhaps even nausea and hair loss. As cancer treatment changes, one of the #1 side effects is to the skin. You have to be able to manage that. Very important.
So I'm going to pick up one of your products. So this is the product you came up with, Lindy Skin, which even though your name is spelled with a Y, L-I-N-D-Y,
Yes.
you call it Lindy Skin with an I.
That's right.
And the exciting thing, and you've been on the show before, but the exciting update is that you're now in CVS stores and
Yes.
you're going nationwide.
Yes, we're very, very excited. I mean, we have basically been in hospitals all over the United States and small independent shops and pharmacies. And CVS has now picked up Lindy Skin, and they're just starting to roll out in the Northeast, although Jersey is one of the areas they're beginning the rollout. And we are really excited because we think it should be available to everybody.
Yeah, this is what's great, because so many people have said, oh, I used that when I was in the hospital. It was actually at Temple or in the hospital, whichever hospital they were at.
Right.
And now in the Northeast, it's Philadelphia, South Jersey, Boston are the first to go into CVS?
Yes, Rhode Island, and they'll continue to move it out across the country. And part of it is in conjunction with CVS opening sort of a new type of store that has more therapeutics and things that patients really need, as opposed to just, you know, snacks and chips. And they're really going back into specializing for real conditions for people that really need something special.
And so this one that I happen to pick up, this is a face moisturizer. But the truth is, anybody can use this.
Absolutely. Our products, while they were made initially with cancer patients in mind and for dealing with their conditions, they're especially wonderful for very sensitive skin, for very dry skin. I mean, chemo, as an example, can really exacerbate your dry skin condition to the point it's dehydrated. Well, if we can solve that issue for cancer patients, we can solve that for anybody. They're not prescription products, but they're pharmaceutical grade products. So they're very, very good, and they're very healthy for you.
And Lindy, one of the things that you told me I thought was really interesting, you said that sometimes when companies say, we don't have this in our product or we don't have that, it's because it's bad for them, because it's expensive.
Well, that's right. I mean, a lot of times you will see a product now, for example, in the drugstore, listing what they don't have in their products. They're trying to call it out as a negative or bad ingredient simply because they don't have it in their products. And it doesn't mean it's actually a bad ingredient. So, for example, let's take silicone. You often see people saying, there's no silicone. Silicone happens to be a wonderful ingredient for the skin, and as a matter of fact, it is the primary ingredient for scar formulations. And one of the reasons is because it so softens your skin, it will soften that scar and reduce the appearance of the scar, and that's why they use silicone specifically for scarring.
Right before the show, Isabel was trying to help my dried out under eye, and you said, I got to get you to use some of my, under eye. What's in your under eye that people rave about? Talk to me.
Well, the eye hydrator it does have a silicone base, but one of the great things about it is that it's inert, which means it can't harbor bacteria or anything. And when you're putting something around your eyes, you want to know that it's safe, that it's clean, that you can't cause an infection. Many people will develop infections or something from putting their fingers in a cream or a face cream and putting it on their face, or they may react. And it's very important that you have something that's you're not going to react to, that's going to do what it's supposed to do. And the one feature about this eye hydrator is that it not only moisturizes, it retains moisture for a much longer period of time in the skin, so it doesn't dry down. So you have a fresh, hydrated look for a longer period of time. What
are the top 3 things that people, you mentioned silicone, but what should people look for in their skincare, and how often should they hydrate, and should they change that up depending on the season?
Well, yes, they absolutely should. Some of the ingredients that you should look for are natural plant-based oils, which are very hydrating. If you have to make sure first that you don't have an allergy to any of those. There are some natural products, or all natural, and their base is peanut oil. That's not a great base for a large majority of people who have a peanut allergy. So you must look and see. Obviously, we think silicone is a great ingredient. Water is a great ingredient. Water is the #1 hydrator of your skin, and the trick is to keep the water in. So that's very important. As for your regimen, if you normally moisturize twice a day, in the morning after you wash, and in the evening or the night before bed, you now have to really step that up, because you've got heat in buildings drying you out. You've got very cold weather with low humidity. So your skin is drying out at a much faster rate than it would, say, in the middle of the summer. So if you moisturize twice a day in the summer, you should be moisturizing at least 4 times a day. Keep a little moisturizer in your purse, put it on in the middle of the day, put it on when you're going to dinner, and you're going to look fresher, and you're going to keep hydrated, and it's going to just make you feel better.
Yeah, feel better, look better, feel good, right? Before we go, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, because I love your emails where you say, has anybody talked about the Flyers? I know you're Philadelphia's #1 Flyers fan. Of course, your family, Ed Snyder, your whole family, you love the Flyers, but they're doing great.
Yeah, well, last night was a good night. We were losing and came back and beat San Jose in the 3rd period, and that was very thrilling. So pretty happy today about that.
Well, congratulations. What would you say, what would you leave us with as far as your family? You're my philosophical girlfriend.
Yes.
Can you leave me, I'm going to put you on the spot, with a thought for the day about wellness, taking care of yourself, and enjoying life?
I think the most important thing is that things change quickly. Things can change very quickly. And you do have to live in the moment or live in the day, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And you also can't worry about tomorrow. So my best piece of advice is live for right this moment and enjoy every second of it.
Oh, that's great advice. Thanks, Lindy Lou. I love you. And congrats on all your success, too.
Thank you.
And are you ready for some chicken chili?
I'm ready. It smells so good.
Coming up, barbecuing in the kitchen with Glenn Gross.